TNT Tropang Giga, one of the top two teams in the PBA Governors Cup. Currently, they have a 6-1 win-loss card. Now, can they go all the way in the season-ending conference? Well, Machine Gun Kelly Williams is still with us here on the show. Former Rookie of the Year back in 2006. Former first overall pick back in 2006. Seven-time PBA champ. PBA Best Player of the Conference. PBA MVP back in 2008. Five-time All-Star. Kelly Williams, one of the PBA 40 greatest players. Kelly, your numbers are up. Things are looking good. You guys are 6-1. As we take a look at the numbers here, very good comparison here. Of course, our graphics team doing a fantastic job with this. If you take a look at the Governors Cup, 8.4 compared to almost 5 in the Commissioners Cup. And you also increased your rebounding numbers here slightly. And then assists. Field goal, this is huge for me. You're shooting way better here so far in 7 games played in the Governors Cup. What has changed? Is it the system or is it all? I know how you keep yourself in shape, but at this point in your career, how else do you maintain that longevity? I asked this question to LA as well. He's the PBA's Iron Man because you and Arwind, you were all in that 2006 draft class. How are you still staying in tip-top shape, being able to compete at this level and producing these numbers, Kel?
I think for myself, Arwen and LA, those guys are a different breed. For myself, I think one of the keys is knowing yourself. And by that, I mean knowing what your body needs, whether it's rest or workout, whether it's, going full throttle in practice or knowing when to talk to coach and say, hey, I'm going to shut it down a little bit. And, just knowing what your body needs, knowing what your mind needs as well is key. I think the mind thing is even more key than anything, because you can be physically ready, but if your mind's not in it, it's over. So for me, for the past several years, there's been a lot of finding ways to calm my mind and calm my heart, and in order to perform, especially in the big games. And that's it. I think if you know what you need and you're able to provide that for yourself and honor that, then things will start to fall into place.
Mm-hmm. Well, right now, you're currently 6-1. As I mentioned, in the Commissioners Cup, you were 11th place. You didn't even make the quarterfinals. Apart from having a new coach in Jojo Lastimosa, of course, Coach Lale is there, Serbian Coach Lale, Grunovic. What is the difference between last conference and this conference?
I think last conference we were in the eye of the transitions. I think it was tough for Chot going back and forth. It was tough for us as players because we didn't know really we were just kind of in the middle of it. Sometimes we had a shot, sometimes we didn't. I think that started back even when we were in the finals against San Miguel in the conference prior to last conference. So there's just been a lot of transition and, players moving and in the midst of that, it just kind of took a toll. We had a lot of distractions, off-court distractions, and there were just a lot of things that we all had to adjust to. And it showed. It showed in our record. It showed in our game. And I think going into this conference, we knew that we had to do better, whether or not the circumstances changed or not. We as players and even the coaches knew we had to find ways to be ready for that. And that was one of the things that Chot emphasized even early on, years like when I got back, and that being the idea that it's important for us to be able to pivot and be ready for changes and be ready for whatever comes, because you never know what life's going to throw at you, and that's an on-court, off-court reality. So, this conference, we were a little bit more prepared for whatever might happen, and I think the guys and the coaches and management have done a good job of making the right adjustments, and whether it be mentally or within their system. And we're still finding our way. We're 6-1, and it's great. But we know we have we're still far from where we could be as a team. But we're finding our way. We're finding our way. And if we can win while we're learning our lessons, even better.
You unretired in 2021. I remember that. We had a chat then, and then signed a 2-year deal, which will last until this year. Have you re-signed with the team? What are the plans of TNT, of UCal moving forward? Are there any plans for you to sign an extension? And what else this will be my last question for you, Cal. What else does Kelly Williams want to achieve in the PBA?
There are talks. I have not signed a new deal with Talking Text yet, but we're in talks. To be honest with you, Andre, and people will laugh at this, but I still feel like there's much in me that has yet to even come out as a player. There's a lot left in me as far as the fire in the tank, but I feel like there's still parts of me that have yet to be shown. There's parts of my game that have yet to even be shown yet, that I feel is coming. So, yeah, I definitely physically feel like I can play for, let's just say, a long time. But I also know better than to try to predestine or pre-plan anything, because anything can happen. So I'm just taking it day by day, and I'm taking opportunities like this Gilas call-up, or these games that I have in front of me, and just trying to make the most of them.
Bro, by the way, just for the record, I wasn't laughing when you said there's still more that you feel that you can show in your game. I ain't laughing, and I believe you. Keep going, my man. Thank you. We'll get a steak.
Appreciate you.
One of these days, man. I'll see you around at the mall.
Absolutely.
Take care, man. Thank you for always saying yes. That was one and only machine gun, Kelly Williams of the TNT Tropang Giga.